Today we are learning about Chapter 8, Lesson 1, which can be found on pages 551 through 556. Our objective is I can solve word problems by interpreting a fraction as division of the numerator by the denominator. Vocabulary, fraction, numerator, denominator. Question 1. The blank tells me how many parts the whole is divided into. Question 2. To solve the fraction problem, you need to divide the denominator by the blank.
Mathematicians, in this lesson, you will learn how to solve division problems that result in a fraction by using pictures to split a number into equal groups. This is the first step in connecting fractions to division. You already know that a division problem is one that asks you to share or split an amount into equal groups. For example, if I have 10 notebooks and I want to see how many notebooks each person can get if 2 people want notebooks, I'm dividing 10 notebooks into 2 equal groups. And I can do that by splitting the 10 notebooks into 2 evenly sized groups. And from this problem, I can see that each person will get 5 notebooks. Instead, what if I ask this question? 4 friends want to share 3 cookies that are left over from a party. If each friend must have the same amount of cookie, how much can each friend get? This problem also asks me to divide because I'm trying to share an amount of cookies equally among a specific number of people. In this case, I am dividing 3 cookies among 4 people, or I'm dividing 3 by 4. As you can see, I can't easily split 3 cookies into 4 groups because I want more groups than the number of cookies I have. To get the 4 groups I need, I can think about each cookie being split so that everyone gets an equal piece. Since there are 4 people that want cookies, that means that each cookie needs 4 pieces so that everybody can get a piece of each of the cookies. From here, I can see that in my first cookie, each of the 4 people who want cookies can have 1 piece of cookie. And I can also see that in my second cookie, that each of the 4 people who want cookies can have a piece of cookie, as well as in my third cookie. Looking at the picture I created, I can see that my answer is going to be a fraction because each person will get less than a whole cookie, and a fraction shows me values between 0 and 1. I can see that there are 4 pieces in 1 whole cookie, which means that my denominator will be 4 because it's the number of pieces in 1 whole, and that each person gets 3 pieces of a cookie. If I consider the first person, that person gets 3 pieces of cookie. That means that each person is going to get 3/4 of 1 cookie, because if I think about how much of each cookie they're going to get, each person will get 3 pieces of 4 pieces that it takes to make 1 whole cookie. When I divided 3 by 4, I get an answer of 3/4, and so everybody will get 3/4 of 1 cookie. Let's try a different problem. A jug of water holds 2 liters. If 3 people share it, how much water does each person get? In this problem, I want to split 2 liters into 3 groups because 3 people are sharing the water evenly. That means that I'm trying to divide 2 liters of water into 3 groups, or 2 divided by 3. I can show this by drawing 2 rectangles to represent the 2 liters of water that I start with. And as you can see, again, it's not clear how I will split this into 3 groups because I have fewer liters of water than the people who want to share it. If I think about splitting each liter into 3 groups so that everybody gets an equal-sized amount of each liter, though, it will help me figure out the answer to my problem. From here, because I've split each liter into the 3 groups I need, I can see that each person who wants water will get 1 piece out of each of the liters. So each person can get 1 piece of the first liter, and they can also get 1 piece of the second liter. Again, I can see that my answer is going to be a fraction because each person is getting less than 1 liter of water. And again, if I think about my answer, I know that I want to know how much of a liter each person can get. Each liter has 3 parts to make a whole, and each person is going to get 2 pieces out of a liter, which means that each person will get 2/3 of a liter of water. I divided 2 into 3 groups, or 2 divided by 3, I got 2/3 of a liter of water as my answer.
All right, so let's take a look at this in your book. I am on page 551. So at the top here, it tells you about fractions, and numerators and denominators. So like they said in the video, the numerator is the number of parts represented, and the denominator is the number of parts in the whole. So the number of parts you made total. So I'll show you what that looks like in this example. So Dylan, Drake, and Jade are sharing 2 pizzas equally after a lacrosse game. How much does each person get? Well, you would know in a problem if there was 24 pizzas and they were splitting it between 3 people, you would just do 24 divided by 3. In this case, you would do the same process. It would be 2 pizzas divided by the 3 people, so 2 divided by 3 people. But since you can't easily do that, that's when we look at it as a fraction. So it's easy if you just draw the 2 pizzas like this, and you can write the names in of who would get what. So you would split them up into 3 pieces for the 3 people. So each person would then, so if you're looking at like Dylan's, each person would get 1 piece here and 1 piece from this pizza. So each person would get 2 pieces, which would then be the numerator. So 2 divided by 3 is you get 2 pieces out of the 3 pieces that make 1 whole pizza. All right, so look back at these 2 questions and answer them in the form, please.